It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And up next is Xavier Howard. He's been one of the NFL's best ball hawks this season with 9 interceptions. It's the Dolphins and the Texans, and it comes your way next.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Houston Texans and the Miami Dolphins. Hi, everyone. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. They come in off the extended break from the bye.
I think it was much needed as well. You play 2.5 months, you're ready for some time off to get set for the home stretch.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Taken from about the 12, and able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now, Tua Tagovailoa gets set to lead this Dolphins offense for the first time.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He's able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today. Ready.
They'll start the drive with Wilson. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
The defense thought they had that play covered, but it still got driven backward by those blockers. Those types of plays are a key part of any team's offensive game plan. It all starts up front in the trenches.
Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And his throw here's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mike Gesicki, but now it's 3rd down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Caught by Wilson. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. As the Texans offense runs out, we get a peek at the man under center. 2nd-year quarterback Davis Mills out of Stanford.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week. But all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
They'll start on the ground with Pierce. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Call it no gain on the keeper. It's going to bring up a fourth down. On fourth down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. And taken right on the 30. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it'll be Dolphin football. So Miami coming out for their second drive. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit. And they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And that will be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Sliding out of the pocket. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down.
Man coverage on the left side, so I really like the design of this play because they opened up the field and brought their tight end the other way on a crossing route. That's a lot of ground to cover if you're a defender. I've been there before, unable to stay with his man there.
And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
There's a little bit of lightning talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Now on fourth down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field.
And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much, do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything. Every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at them in order to try and get the upset win.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away.
That's returnable now for Smith. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the Texans will take over. Dameon Pierce taking the field with the rest of the Texans offense.
A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We're watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complimentary piece in the last game. You know, they overthrow.
Mills can't get away, and down he goes. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
Brought down around the 16 or 17. Had a nice move, but couldn't free much space.
Not an easy spot here. We'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And out come the Dolphins now.
And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Tua sets up to pass it. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation, you have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run, and I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
They fake the handoff, now Tua. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
That 2nd down play nets a -4.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football, as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. Looking to pass. Tua. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
Now the veteran Thomas Morstead on to punt it away. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10.
Well, the final weekend of November is upon us. Boy, can you believe December right around the corner? It always seems to get here quickly. But coming up tonight, we wrap up the holiday weekend with the Packers and Eagles from Philly at 8:20 Eastern. And tomorrow night, we wrap up Cyber Monday with the Steelers and Colts from Indianapolis. second down. Here's Pierce.
10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
We really didn't have any doubt that he was going to be one of the top-rated rookies coming into the league, especially as a runner, and he's given us no reason to change our minds. That's a big-time run, and the production that he showed us in college is translating very well into the national.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
The Texans on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be third and forever.
Throwing, Mills.
Going up top. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. Set to punt. Here's Cameron Johnston. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Here's Hill on the return.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up.
We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
And, partner, I know so far, we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
Well, you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right, where these teams are locked in and going at it, no points going up on the scoreboard? I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
Well, I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks.
Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill.
Derek Stingley picks it, and the Texans are going to take possession of the football. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection, and now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
And Pierce gets it again on second down.
And he's taken down inside the 30.
44 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
Working with 2nd and 5 now. They'll toss this to Pierce on the right side.
And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On third down, here's Mills.
Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And it's now 3-0 Texans.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Miami set to take over. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe you give him a couple easy throws that he can complete. and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. The Dolphins at 8-2 on the year, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well, because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
But now they're in a spot that every team tells us when we have our production meetings they don't want to be in, 3rd and long. And that's because those back-to-back running plays just didn't accomplish a whole lot.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete.
Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
Here's Smith to return it.
It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Offense back out there along with Dameon Pierce.
He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't it?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd and short.
Pierce now up the middle.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Yeah, come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Pierce will try to pick it up.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. They end up getting stuffed twice after that 9-yard gain back on first down. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it.
And this returnable for Hill. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. Miami's offense set and ready to go. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do this thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. So here are the Texans to take over.
They're coming off a loss to the Washington Commanders, but so far here on their way to rebounding nicely. They lead as they take the field for 1st and 10. He's got it to Collins, complete.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a 1st down.
Mills on 1st down.
Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jerome Baker.
And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets them on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? Well, how about what we just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
From the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
Remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And Pierce gets it again on second down. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
We call a lot of gains, but we don't normally talk about inside linebackers being that fleet of foot, do we?
No, he was able to get outside there to make that play.
Yeah, and you know what makes them faster? Their ability to read plays, understand what offenses are trying to do, and put themselves in proper position.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Able to shake him off. Flushed out right. On the run. He'll let this go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. On fourth down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Watch out for Hill on the return. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And it'll be Dolphin football. And the Dolphins with one final possession here in this first half. And with a 7-3 lead, we'll see how aggressive they want to be. On first down, Tagovailoa. That's complete to his tight end, Mike. Now the ball comes loose, and the Texans scoop it. And he's got room. And they will bring this one back. Fumble return for a Texans touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1.
On the double.
So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, bye weeks, they're over. We've once again got a full slate of games to get to as we take you around the NFL here in Week 12. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for the Texans. And even though they've got the lead, they're likely going over ways they can improve the running game, as they didn't find a whole lot of success in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. Both teams likely making their final adjustments before the second half. So, time for us to go back downstate to Miami and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. For the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 47.
A first down throw for Mills.
Out to the left there and complete to Howard.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, they've been chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
And he'll get this down close to a first down at about the Dolphins' 29.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who is shaken up.
We'll get an update when we come back to Miami.
Going for it with Pierce.
And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line.
57 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
And they'll go right back to Pierce.
A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on first.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down. They'll run straight ahead with Wilson, and they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
They go back to the ground, this time Mostert.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. They'll run with Wilson out of the shotgun. And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. On 1st and 10, it's Mostert.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 45-yard line.
A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Let's go now.
They'll stay on the ground with Mostert.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Here's Tua. And that will be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Well, a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
And the Texans set to come onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Now Mills.
And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
Mills now from the 50. They're going for Howard, but the pass intercepted.
Nick Needham picks it off. There he goes left side. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown, and this lead changes hands here in the 3rd quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball. So let's come down and coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And boy, that sure turned out well for them.
And
they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Houston. 1st and 10 now for Mills and the Texans at their 25-yard line. The former ASU Sun Devil, Eno Benjamin with it. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. To throw, Mills. And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in. Play fake, Mills. Open man there is Collins, complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. First down, Mills. Throw right side, caught by O.J. Howard. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 48-yard line. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Now left side on the swing pass. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with this 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the 4th quarter. Again, it's Mills. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
I like the confidence of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Mills, 4th down, got to have it. He'll fire one end zone for Cooks. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 42. Now Tua. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
2nd down, this is Wilson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now, to stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So line of scrimmage still to 39 on 2nd and 10. A run with Mostert up the middle. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board. And off the crossbar, and it kicks back out.
Needed maybe a foot or two, but it's no good as it stands. And this will stay a 4-point game. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise. And that'll deny him a shot at 3.
And he'll be taken down at about the 45.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
On play action, Mills. This ball caught by Mechie.
And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
First and 10, it's Pierce.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looking to throw on 2nd down.
Mills. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
On 3rd down, here's Mills.
Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5.
Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, then maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly.
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston.
Dameon Pierce, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year, and the Texans have taken a 4th quarter lead.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that gives them a 3-point lead. So this drive spans 7 plays.
It was all capped off by a run from the rookie, Dameon Pierce.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field.
And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. And the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Got a man here. It's Wilson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Up the middle they go with Mostert.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It's only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. This is 3rd and 7. Tua going to throw.
This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a 1st down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
2 and 1. 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 2 And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Gets it to Hill. It's a jet sweep. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
On the set. On the ball. On the ball. Set.
Off of play action. Tagovailoa. That is caught inside the 5. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A good pickup there, 22. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on first and goal. Mostert will get down close to the goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1. Second and goal from the 1. Again, it's Mostert. And I don't think he got in. He did not. They mark him short of the goal line. They're held again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's third and goal. 2 and now, third and goal. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Dolphins answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that will make this a 4-point game. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. From the 10. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. So a sensational return there on special teams, a foot race that he was not going to lose. Now, meanwhile, while that was going on, we've got an injured player on the field. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. So remember, Charles, last time they were out here, they scored, but they just saw the opposition score, and they're trailing right now, so they're trying to keep pace here. They need a touchdown drive.
Well, if you're a fan of offense, you're loving this, but if you're a fan of defense, this is tough to watch, and it's also tough to keep that up when you just watch your opponent march down the field on a scoring drive that lasts into double-digit snaps. You need a score here not just to follow the momentum from your last drive, but put the onus back on your opponent. And that's what they're doing right now, swapping that onus back and forth.
From the shotgun, it's Mills. And that is incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteeing quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
He finds Howard complete and past the 40 before he's out of bounds. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Mills back to throw. He'll get this complete to Collins. So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll make it second down. Here's Mills. And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down. And they may be going backward here. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got napped for the hole.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Oh, he stays up. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down. Now Mills. Open man is Mechie, and he's got him. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there. Picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as they understand where they are in the field.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Mills looking to throw it. Over the middle, Dorsett. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute. What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the 4th quarter.
And, partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages, as a field goal now can only tie it. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
So Tua and the Dolphins down 27-24, a little over 30 seconds remaining. They've won 3 in a row, but they've got work to do if they want to get a 4th in a row as they come up on 1st down. Here's Tua. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Now Tua. And that's into the hands of Gesicki. And he'll be out of bounds. That stops the clock as they wind up getting 23 yards there on the chunk play.
23 yards the pickup there.
Let's go.
Tagovailoa.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the 2nd quarter, he may very well have run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Tua to throw.
Eluding the pressure right. And incomplete on the deep ball. One final shot now. I'm not even sure he can get it to the end zone, though, from this distance.
That's going to take as much arm as he has, and you actually have to plan for the contingency. Maybe you're playing a tip, try and get someone down who can tip it up and keep it for your own team and try and get to the end zone that way.
And able to find Gesicki as tight end.
A fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for Houston, the win keeps them barely hanging on to their playoff hopes as they move to 4-7. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, it's a loss that could hurt them come playoff seeding time as they drop to 8-3. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers.